Greetings. So, time finishing destroyed FIFA. Shooting in FIFA 19 is completely broken, and I'm going to show you why. There is actually no added skill gap. Might be a little harsh, but there's no added skill gap for me by adding time finishing to the game. There's no added skill gap by adding goalkeeper to the game. In fact, in my opinion, what you gain is far less than what you have taken away as a result of these new mechanics. Now, first of all, let's just analyze the situation. And I'm only going to show one situation because one, this happens to me all the time. What's the point of showing the same thing over and over and over again? This example portrays it everything I need to say. But it happens all the time. So here, we recover with Manolas. Sturridge shoots. He green times it. Seems good, right? Seems all right. No, it was not all right at all. Because as I show you here in the replay post-game, I recovered. I knew the shot he was going to take. And he shoots through my leg. Now, you might say, this is a one-off. It's okay. Blah, blah, blah. No, it's not okay. First of all, it's definitely not okay. In a perfect world, I would literally program a glass window in between my legs because this is a video game. If I wanted nutmegs, I would go in the playground and I would nutmeg my little brother or something and enjoy myself. But I don't want to get nutmegged because there's no button I can do to like quickly close my legs or something. There's nothing I can do to stop it, and it's too much. It happens way too often. But here, what the point is that he presses the shot button twice. And just because he presses the shot button twice, his poor decision of shooting a completely blocked shot gets rewarded. Meanwhile, my correct decision gets overthrown. So apparently, pressing the button twice is enough to overthrow my correct defending. I don't know how that is supposed to be adding skill gap because this is not the only time this usually happens. And here's the thing. Here's this why this completely kills FIFA. There is no reason why I, as the defender, should even bother controlling my center back. Because everyone's here always says to me, just move your keeper. Okay, so you've completely killed endgame for me defensively. There's no point in me worrying about controlling anyone defensively as long as I'm in my box. So defending for me ends somewhere around here. Once my opponent gets in this area, that's it. Just move your keeper. So you've completely killed defensive endgame, but you've also killed offensive endgame because if you're the attacker and you see you have a blocked shot, it doesn't matter. Just roll the dice and press the shot button twice because this might happen. Why would you bother passing to the open guy here? Why would you bother making combination plays, right? There's no point for you to do that. So how does timed finishing add a skill gap? It doesn't. It completely takes away any endgame skill. It completely takes away your incentive as an attacker to make a combination play in the box, and it completely takes away my defensive sort of abilities because there's no point in me covering the shot, holding L2, and blocking, and not even hoping, just blocking because I should be blocking this because I should just be selecting R3 and moving my keeper, which makes no sense. And it just doesn't make sense because as it is now, and I'm going to make it super clear, the way I see it, timed finishing is only there to make shots that shouldn't go in consistently go in consistently. So this should go in 0% of the time, but it goes in pretty consistently. Shots from far should go in sometimes, rarely, but they go in very often, especially in the competitive scene with people having high-rated cards. Now, so what's the point of time finishing? That's it. The only point that I see for time finishing is to make shots that are far go in more consistently. Why would you have to time finish in the box? For example, if you get your Sturridge right there, right? You're onside, you're through on goal, you're right here. And you've taken the right touch, you've got the right body angle, you shoot the power button perfectly, and you select the right side of the goal to shoot, the correct side. Why should time finishing be a feature at that point, right? Because you've already done enough to score. You've already put yourself in the perfect situation to score. What's the point of time finishing? It doesn't matter. So for shots that should go in regardless, time finishing becomes something irrelevant, an added bonus, not something that adds a skill gap, a fun feature for the bands to get that green light. But you're already in a great position. You really shouldn't have to. You should be rewarded for getting here. Now here, it becomes extremely important. So really, Time finishing takes away any endgame, any in the box combination play, because this is the magic zone, right? We've pretty much moved into the closest thing football can ever get to basketball, because the same way in basketball you can make a team of 3-point specialists and shoot from the perimeter or whatever it's called, the outside, you can do this in football now. You can get a bunch of finesse specialists and just spam from outside the box. Why would you bother getting into the box? So you've killed endgame completely. As a defender, again, I have no incentive to defend anywhere here because I can just move my keeper. As an attacker, I have no incentive to get into here because it's just better to shoot from here. Period. Like, it's as simple. It's simply like that. And if we go into the skill games and compare from one FIFA to another, it's so clear. Skill games used to be about, this one's in particular, look as I fake shot, go backwards, and time it so I can just score. Like, what? Come on, man. You might say, oh, it's only a skill game. But look at here. Like, I just completely ignore my teammates. These guys are irrelevant. In this skill game, this used to be all about learning how to abuse having a 3v2 situation, a 1v2 situation, a 2v1 situation. You learn all these different situations and you try and practice. This is the closest thing you can get to learning how to counter without actually playing the game. But there's no point because these guys are irrelevant. The goalie is irrelevant. The only thing relevant here is you, the ball, and where you are. And then pressing the shot button twice. That's it. Because that's how it translates into the game. Passing has become something, besides the fact that it's already, I made a video on that, it's like insanely assisted. But why would you bother making combination plays? This is what it's all about. Just shoot. Just shoot. Don't bother skilling him, getting past him. Don't bother passing to Mbappe here. Just shoot, bro. Like in Fortnite, you just build, you just shoot here. That's all you do. You press the shot button twice, and apparently this has added some godly depth to the game. The only way that timed finishing can actually add to the skill gap is if long shots were just hard even with time finishing, and time finishing was actually something that you'd have to do in 1v1 situations. But that would be extremely frustrating because once you're already 1v1, you should just score. And this is FIFA 17 skill games, by the way. See, I do the same concept. Run back, finesse shot, terrible shot. Because in FIFA 17 skill games, or the game itself, you have an incentive to get into the box. Because otherwise you're not going to score. You see this? You see this shot? You tell me you take this shot in FIFA 19, you green time it, this is going in. But no. Not only is it central, but the goalie dives. It's a bit of both. The goalies are a little bit better, but also the trajectories of the shots, the finesse shots, are worse, as it should be. Here, great example, because this is a problem we had in FIFA 18 as well. Pass into someone, one touch, and shoot, except this would happen here. So really, you don't even think that much. You just pass, take a touch, shoot, and you haven't even created that much of an angle. Like, sure, he's not standing half a meter this way, but that's it. How is in this situation is like the best thing to do not to pass to Benzema or Cristiano Ronaldo? Like that should be the best thing you can do. But in FIFA 19, the best thing you can do here with a left-footed player like Bale is shoot. You green time this, it goes top bins. FIFA 19, it doesn't. It just goes over the bar as it should be because you should be incentivized to go in the box. This example, are you telling me that if you green time this in FIFA 19, it's not going in? Of course it's going in. It's going in easily, and there's no point in even acknowledging the existence of your teammate because why would you? Why would you make this through ball when you can just time it? So really, time finishing is a feature that at first seemed fun, but when it was shown to us as something that was supposed to add to the skill gap, I now see why it just doesn't. And even if you balance it and tune it, it's not something there to add the skill gap. Because say that you make all green time finesses from far, like FIFA 17 long shots here. Okay, that's great. That's great. It really is great. Like, it's incredible, actually. I'm going to say it's incredible. But you can't tell me it's some great mechanic that adds to the skill gap. Because even in that situation, you'd only really use it here. And even then, you wouldn't really need it here because you got into such a good position that you wouldn't need it. So really, it was a complete failure for me if the goal for it was to add to the skill gap. I don't understand why that was what the main thing to add to the skill gap was to this game. There's so many other areas that you could improve, like rewarding manual defending instead of AI defending, rewarding good passing instead of bad passing, good shooting, going back to this shot. Like, so many other areas of the game need more depth, but really we have been given a feature that essentially kills anything to do with the box. So when people tell me that time finishing has drastically improved the skill gap, I don't understand. I think it's clear as day that it's taken away from us 10, 100, 5,000 times more than what it gives us. Because I'm sorry, but pressing the shot button twice should not entitle you to score long shots that frequently. This is not a three-point contest in the NBA. Like, shooting from distance should not be as easy as shooting a three-pointer in basketball. It should all be about combination plays in the box. But yeah, let me know if you agree, and thanks for watching.